Good evening. I'd like to call this May school board meeting to order. And Miss Stephanie Goldman is going to do the prayer for us and the pledge of allegiance.
Bow your heads, please. Heavenly Father, we just come before you again tonight, Lord, just humbled at all that you do for us, Lord. And we're just so thankful that you have created a community for us to use our gifts that you've bestowed upon us. May we continue to use them for the reasons that you've ordained. And Lord, tonight we're just thankful and appreciative of all the teachers and support staff this week during Teacher Appreciation. But Lord, help us remember to be thankful and appreciative all year. And we're especially thankful for our board members and our leaders who allow us to appreciate our teachers. And Lord, tonight we just ask that you would be with us during this meeting, that we would make decisions that are within your will for our school and community, Lord. We also ask that you have a hedge of protection, Lord, on all the school trips and the travel that will take place in the next few weeks. Lord, that you will keep our students and our faculty and staff safe through all the fun events and travel that they will do. And Lord, just help us remember to always be the hands and feet of Jesus. In your name we pray. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First, we have our consent items consisting of the agenda, the minutes of the April 11th meeting, overnight field trip for National Beta Competition, a softball fundraiser, a calendar fundraiser for Lincoln County Middle School, and a policy for revision, administrative personnel time schedules. Any questions about consent items? Not all
I
entertained.
got a question, sir.
Okay.
The beta trip, how are they traveling for that trip, spending the night to Kentucky?
I'm assuming that's a charter bus.
Miss Bird, are we taking a charter bus?
That's senior.
No, this is senior beta.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
mine.
sorry.
Senior beta.
No, parents,
Okay.
they're driving.
I'm thinking junior beta. I apologize because they're leaving.
I was just looking on there and it didn't,
Yeah, I knew it didn't, I just assumed charter bus after it didn't require one of our buses.
so
They're,
it's,
they're doing the personal travel forms and all. That was the last thing when I talked to the Beta Club members, or the Beta sponsors.
How many is it?
10 kids, maybe.
Okay.
what it says.
It's not a large group then.
That's still up. You got a couple that are kind of waffling, but it's the national, where they compete and do all those different things. It's not just a conference, but there's competitions and things that they do there.
Right, okay.
They ride in personal vehicles, that's just, okay.
Any other questions on the consent item? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept them.
I'll make a motion to present.
Motion by Mr. Heitman. Second by Mr. Mulgrew. All in favor? Next, we have our financials.
Okay, here are our financials for April of 2023. First up, we have our general fund revenues. This is from July 1st, 2022 through April 30th, 2023. So we're 83.33% of our fiscal year complete. If you look out to the side, you can see some comments for each of the different line items. First of all, you can see that we're at 104% for our local ad valorem taxes. So we will be increasing the budget to account for the remaining months. As you can see, for our local intangible recording tax and real estate tax, we're at 50%. There is a lag in payment. We still are only received February to date, but based off of the amount we've been receiving, it's been about $5K a month. We will be decreasing that. So last year was an anomaly year when we were receiving like $15,000 a month. We will reduce that FLPA grant because we are not getting flood control anymore. If we look at our TAVT title, we're a little bit over budget here, so we're going to amend that and increase that. Other local, we don't budget for this, but we do have Head Start that came in, so we had about $17,000 of Head Start reimbursement. State QBE, usually it's right at 83.33%. It matches where we're at in the fiscal year, but we had our April QBE come in and our allotment increased for state health. They are funding our certified state health for January and April. And so it's gonna be an increase. They're gonna retroactively do it in April, we'll get January, May we'll get February, and then June we'll get March. So that's a state mandate they just did. State grants, we're at 14.11, but we did budget for buses, so that's why it looks so low, but we need to figure out when we're receiving those buses, because I can't claim revenue, or we can't claim revenue until we receive the buses. And then it takes a process for us to submit the invoices and all the requirements they do for us to get the revenue. So we don't want to be in a hole in that for too long. Medicaid income, we're at 61.5%, but this looks good because we actually have 32,000 coming in, which will actually take us to about where we should be at budget. Once again, we'll need to adjust our federal impact aid control, because we did get that and we don't budget for that. And so overall, right now, we're standing at 92%, but you can see what adjustments we should be looking at in the next week. Okay, moving on to expenditures. All of them are looking pretty good underneath that 83.33%, except general admin and maintenance and operation. However, we still have these big ticket items that always we have to pay for at the end of the year, like insurance and our lease payable. So we do need to account for that. So we are over in those categories. And we also will need to, just like we got that increase in revenue, but we also have the expenses to offset that. So it's not really an increase in revenue. We need to budget for increased state health increase for certified employees beginning January all the way through June. Once again, what's bringing that total of 79.41% down is that we have that 60.85% for student transportation. If we actually received those, we would be a higher percentage, but we have not received those buses that we budgeted for. We also have a pending obligation for our security system grant obligation. We had to do 25%, and so once that is completed, then that's what we need to pay. So that's where we're at as far as expenditures go. Balance sheet, prior year we're at 3.8 million. This year we're at around 5 million, so we're looking good, mostly because of cash we've received from property taxes and all that, and then QB as well. Prior year 2.8 in fund balance, and this year we're at 3.75, so pretty good in terms of balance sheet. And then this is just another look at our fund equity from the beginning of the year to where we're standing now. Okay, if we'll continue to our SPLOST collection proceeds, for the month of March that we collected in April, we received $90,825, so pretty much in line with last month, leaving us with a total average of around $90,000 for the year, which is significantly greater than where we were 4 years ago. Okay, SPLOST summary. So we received some collections, but we have no more payments, and we're at a balance of $536,000 for our SPLOST. Moving down to our bond tax summary. We received some bond payments for 2 months in this year, in this month. We didn't receive it last year, and we had no payments, so we're at $567,000, leaving us with a total amount for future payments on the next slide of $1.1 million. So we've already paid all of what we needed to pay. We're at 100% for what we need to pay next October, and we're already at 55% for what we need to pay a whole fiscal year from now. Capital projects, kind of the same old story. We're just finishing up that concession stand, have available for other projects, and I've kind of starred this because potentially that $75,000 of that will be potentially used as an LCES playground in fiscal year 24 if approved. Okay, this is kind of a summary of what we've already been through. Revenues at 92.7%, expenditures at 79.41%. Our encumbrances we have are still that big ticket of the buses of 527, as well as the security grant at 104. All other are pretty little, just end of year expenditures we're trying to get in. Next up is special revenue. So we're at 46% received revenue, 56% expended. So there are some grant drawdowns that have not been performed, as well as things will be pushed into fiscal year 24 just based off timing of projects and payment. And those will be adjusted. projects. Only revenue we receive is interest, and we did have 3,150 worth of expenditures this month. Debt service, we received local and other taxes, but no expenditures, leaving us in pretty good standing there. Okay, any questions on what was presented?
Do we know when we're gonna receive the buses? You are free
Just anytime.
anytime.
Which is not good for a budget.
Yeah.
I told them I like to have them here for the end of the school, so we can go on and run them and count them in this year. Right
Before
now,
it gets
just
hot,
go.
right?
Huh?
Before it gets hot.
Yeah.
We talked about this last month, they were supposed to be in here, right?
Are they waiting to get them all ready at one time, do you think, or as they get ready, or
I
are they
told him
going?
I needed, but he could get me here now.
Okay, I was just,
Well, if we do get them, that could be a potential item to amend once we do approve the budget and then amend it next time, but because we don't want to have a budget and it be $500,000 off, that's, I think there's actually a rule that it can't be over like a 15% threshold or something, so we need to definitely get that straight. Any other?
How many buses?
We ordered 4? Yeah, 4, but we're gonna get 6 from the state, but we have to pay a good portion, like 30,000 is our share.
How many diesels are we still running?
Right?
5. The new ones are coming, they're all propane though, correct?
Yes.
So everything will be propane, they'll be on a route. The diesels will be just spare buses.
Are you fully staffed? Are you having to drive every day?
Every day.
You drive a route,
3 routes a day.
3 routes. You doing bus driving now?
Any other financial questions?
I do have a question. On the capital funds, I think we add 50,000 per year. Is that what we agreed to do?
We do transfer that, and so that can be transferred from the general fund at any time. I think
When-
last year we did it around May or June.
Okay, yeah, I was just curious to make sure we did. I didn't know. So May or June last year when we did? Okay.
Any other questions?
Why are you getting 2 more from the state? I mean, why are you getting more than you ordered?
They allotted us 6 over a 3-year span. We wanted to go ahead and get 4 at the price of 130, because they keep on going up
Right.
each year. So we wanted to go ahead and get 4 now, and then we're gonna get the next 2
But
next
they're
year.
not locked in for the price.
No, we can't lock in a price, but they do lock in a price of what revenue they'll give us for the 3 years.
Thank you, Ms. Dukes.
And then I have something at the bottom behind the questions.
Okay.
Just kind of goes over what we need to have coming up. Fiscal year '23 amended budget, TBD, it needs to be at least 2 weeks before the public hearing. Fiscal year '24 budget hearing, 2 weeks before the public hearing. Then set date of called board meeting for the fiscal year '24 budget hearing, 2 weeks before the public hearing. And we were thinking, well, I don't know the exact dates, that's up to y'all, but that 2 weeks before that would be anywhere from the 16th through the 23rd to get us in line for a June 13th regular board meeting where you can actually do the public hearing and approval of tentative budget. And then there needs to be a called meeting before June 30th to get an approval of a fiscal year '24 budget, as well as the approval of a fiscal year '23 amended budget. So just food for thought. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have to set a date for the call board meeting for the budget hearing.
I believe that the awards is the 16th, is that correct? So if we set it on the 16th of that evening, that's gonna cross up some folks that want to attend that meeting, so we don't wanna do that. So is the 17th too late for you?
Well, the budget hearing is not that. Budget hearing would be when you're approving the budget. because we need to get an amended budget advertised and then at the budget hearing. So I was thinking the budget hearing would be on the 13th of June, and then present an amended, or present the amended fiscal year 23 and a fiscal year 24 budget anywhere between the 16th and the 22nd.
Yes, ma'am, 100%. I was hoping to present just a budget to start with to discuss maybe on the 16th, or is that too early? I'm sorry, the 17th.
Anywhere between the 17th and the 20, are you on June? Anywhere between the 17th and the 22nd is fine, but that wouldn't be a budget hearing, it would just be a call meeting.
Yes, ma'am, so we could see and go over. Would the 18th be better for you? I'm asking. You're doing about 70 things at once right now.
18th sounds fine, but I don't think you need a week notice for that. It's kind of, I don't know. Yes, 18th sounds fine. I'll get everything in by the 15th, so y'all have time to review, and then we can actually have a board meeting about it.
Okay. Is the 18th okay for everybody?
We
Is it
do
morning
during
or
the
afternoon?
Or does it have to be afternoon?
It doesn't have to be
So
afternoon.
we
It
could
could
do
be
it.
morning. Would that work better?
It does for me.
Yeah, I could do either, but morning works
Or
fine.
do you?
Can you do that morning? Morning be better?
Okay, the 18th morning, it's a 8. Is that okay, or is that too early?
8:30?
8:30? We can make it 9. I don't care.
7.
We usually do 8:30, right?
Yes, sir, we do, but
Yeah.
whatever works for everybody. I'm
8:30 is fine,
8:30. All right.
on the 18th.
8:30 on the 18th.
Can we email and get back to verify this? Because I'm old school. I got a calendar in my office. It's wrote on the wall.
I will send out an email in the morning as a reminder, and that way everybody have a chance to check.
Turn on your hand so you have it in the morning.
May 18th, 8:38.
I just
Yes,
want to
sir.
confirm, we're not calling a meeting for the budget hearing per the agenda, right? We're calling just a board meeting.
We're
Okay.
calling a board meeting to review the budget
Yes,
presentation.
but not for the budget here, okay.
Right.
Just want to make sure it's not approved as that. Okay.
School handbook changes.
We have just a few school handbook changes. As we look at the elementary, the handbook changes, actually the definition for bullying has changed. In the past, bullying, to be labeled as bullying, the old verbiage required a pattern of behavior. And that pattern of behavior had to be proven over time before it could be truly labeled as bullying. Now they've changed that verbiage and updated it and, of course, put it in legal terms. But any willful attempt or threat to inflict injury on another person when accompanied by an apparent present ability to do so. Those new terms need to be put in our handbooks, all of our handbooks, but I'm starting with the elementary. Because that has changed and the law has changed to reflect it's no longer required as a pattern. So that is the elementary one. Middle school handbook changes would reflect the bullying change, but it would also reflect in the middle school a change in dress code requirements. You will see now that the dress code will reflect no nude colored or light colored leggings. And it also changes the consequences on tardies. The first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth tardies remain the same. The change for the seventh tardy is now Saturday school. So we're going back to Saturday schools. And then, of course, the bullying changes there as well. So that would reflect the change in middle school. Going over to high school, we have the bullying change as we discussed, and also the electronic violation change. First violation is the item confiscated. Second one is confiscated and returned to parent. 3 days of Saturday school. Third violation is 3 days of ISS. Fourth and subsequent violation is 5 days of ISS. So those are the handbook changes by school. We're also required to add, because of House Bill 402, and I have skipped down one on you, but House Bill 402 is a law that has been signed into law by the governor that we must now teach water safety. If you remember last year, we had to teach sex trafficking. Now we are teaching water safety as well. They have not given us guidance on the sex trafficking, so we had to create something for sex trafficking. We're also creating something for water safety. So the water safety will go into the handbook for all children to be able to see and all parents be able to see. At one time, they were talking about a lot of different factors on the water safety. So far, this will more than surpass. If there's additional changes on what we have to teach, we will bring that back and show the board, but at this point, this will work in the handbook for us for water safety.
Going back to the leggings, is it already addressed in the high school handbook? Or is there a reason that it's coming up in the middle school handbook? You know?
Just because I want it in the middle school. I
Okay.
have some, I want it in the middle school. I
Okay.
did not discuss it with Dr. Wolski. He has a problem with that. But I have, little girls that wear white leggings, and then I have little girls that wear light pink or nude colored leggings.
I understand.
And it is just not good. So it's been a problem in the middle school. I don't know if it's been a problem in the high school.
Okay. I was just curious. I didn't know if it was something that, so I understand.
Who's gonna oversee the Saturday schools?
That was one, who's just gonna staff
And
that?
what's it gonna cost us?
We've been having Saturday school. It's not
What
new.
we have?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Norman has done a few of those.
Mr. Tankersley does our Saturday school.
Mr.
We have
Norman
one a
does.
month.
Is it all day?
It is not, it is
8
the
to 12.
morning.
Just getting out of bed on Saturday is bad enough for them, right? So continuing on that, that's for tardy.
Well, we also have it for other behavior issues as well.
Okay,
So sometimes he may have 5 or 6 students at once, but
okay.
we
So-
were just trying to move up in the tardy so that it's not so many after-school interventions.
So do y'all have a bell still? Y'all, both schools, I thought the high school did. So it's just you have to know what time it is and be in your class.
We have not had a bell in over 15, 16 years, something like that.
Okay.
for a long time.
Okay, high school neither?
Our tardy issues are first thing in the morning.
Oh, okay, okay.
Very
Same
few
for-
after. We'll have some that come second, third, fourth block, but then when they're tardy, they're tardy.
Oh, same for us.
Same for y'all?
Right, yes.
Okay. So that's on the parents and that's on the kids. Okay.
We need to vote on the handbook changes and then water safety changes as well. I kind of combine them because they're going in the same book.
One
You wanna
more
do it?
thing.
Sure. So-
But the middle school, that is totally the parents. The kids are getting punished for what the parents did.
Yes, so they have the opportunity to ride a school bus. And
Okay.
that's what's always said, is that they have that opportunity to get on a school bus,
Yeah.
and so they should be good.
But we're voting on the second, correct?
Yes, sir.
I need a motion.
A motion on the handbook changes.
I'll make a motion to approve the school handbook changes as presented.
I have a motion by Mr. Heitman, a second.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Madison, all in favor? Number 9, school water safety. Need a motion to approve for us to teach school water safety
So,
by Mr. Reese, second. Mr. Munger, all in favor? Meal price increases.
I think everybody's aware when you go to the grocery store, you're kind of in sticker shock still, but that also affects us in our meal prices through our lunch kitchens. Ms. Singleton, who is our nutrition director, works with the GADOE Nutrition Division, and they analyze the cost of the meals, and they give Ms. Singleton a plate cost. That plate cost dictates what we have to charge or what we are to charge for student meals. Thankfully, it's not a huge change, but it is a required change. For breakfast, we are going to have to go up a dime. In lunch, we're going to have to go up a dime. In middle and high, we're gonna have to go up a dime for breakfast and a dime for lunch. So all of the student meals are going up a dime per meal. The adult meal for breakfast is going up a dime, but the adult lunch is going up a quarter. So all of those meal changes are reflected based on the price of what we have to pay to get food here, and through the analysis of Godot, that meets our plate cost requirement, so we have to increase our meal costs. And this is for next year, this is not for tomorrow, this is for next year, next school year.
When's the last time the prices were increased before? Been a while.
I think 2 years ago, but I'm not positive. It may have been 3.
Any questions on the meal price increases?
And looking at that, though, the reduce is staying the same, so reduce.
Yes, sir, reduced and obviously free is free, but reduced remains the same as well, and that's all dictated by the federal
That's what-
reimbursement.
that was
for
gonna be
those
my
meals.
question.
Yes, sir, absolutely. This is for full pay.
And that- is
Thank
that-
you for the
It's
clarification.
basically a break-even number. Is that what
Yes,
that
sir,
is?
that's what the plate cost is, yeah.
If there's no further questions, we need a motion to approve the meal price increases.
I'll make a motion to approve it as presented.
Mr. Hyman makes a motion, have a second. Mr. Madison, all in favor? YMCA prime time.
Okay, I believe everybody remembers when Charlie was here at the last month talking about prime time and a new opportunity at our elementary school. We discussed the after-school program that would be supervised and run by the YMCA, and they talked about $55 per week per student. And there would be homework time, snack time, play time, and enrichment time for each child, and the program would operate after school until 6 o'clock. And I am recommending that we approve YMCA to run prime time for us and our community at the elementary school. Charlie, would you like to add anything to that? I think you guys did a good job answering questions before, but is there anything that you need to update or change?
Well, I mean, there's not much to update or change, but going to the cost, that's your full price cost. So it's kind of similar to like you were talking about with your lunches. So we offer scholarship programs as well. So if you have especially with your elementary kids, if you have a kid who's using a reduced or free lunch, they would definitely qualify for a discounted price for that scholarship.
Ms. Goldman, that's gonna be in your school. Is everything good with you on that?
Yes, sir.
That's your stamp of approval, right?
Yes, sir.
Just one question. I wasn't able to be here. Does a kid have to sign up at the beginning, or are they able to enter and be dismissed upon the parent's discretion?
You're talking about like per day, like a parent?
No, the week. So there'll be 55 per week, right?
Right.
So if, say a parent needed to do it or wanted to do it for a period of 2 months, 8 weeks or something, and then maybe something changed, you're not obligated. Does that kind of or if something changes midstream and they needed or wanted to use that because they see other children that it's working very well for, could
Right, you
they?
can do that at any time.
Okay.
It's not like I guess the way I think of it, it's not like a contract where you say, I'm gonna be there the
That's-
whole school year.
Okay.
You sign up and you do it by the week.
Yeah, I agree by the week. I just want to make sure, because I think it's something that people are going to want to see everybody does, see how it operates first, and then once they see the benefits of it, you'll have more that probably want to, so that's why I was just curious. Thank you.
So it is $55 per week? Oh, I see, it says per work, per student.
Sorry.
For some reason, I was under the impression it was $55 for the whole time.
Per week. Obviously, I have a typo in there, I apologize.
The whole year?
Oh, for the whole year?
Yeah, that's, even last week, or last month, that's what I was thinking for some reason.
No, it's per
I thought
week.
that was a great deal.
You would have 611 sign-ups.
I mean, that's why I was asking. I said, how big is that lunchroom? And y'all had overflow into the gym.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, everybody
Just
wants their
have it school until
kids.
6,
You'd have high schoolers over
10
there.
cents an afternoon.
was like, yeah.
Who would
It's
manage
awesome.
the YMCA? Who would manage?
So we would have, staff come in, and most of those staff people that we will hire will be teachers. Ms. Goldman already has some folks lined up for us to work with, so it would be staff that the students are already familiar with, who are already familiar with the school. They'll just be running the WISE program in the school. And the Y will be paying them and having all the supplies and all the snacks, and we bring in refrigerators and stuff for those snacks, and so nothing comes out of the district's pocket for those.
$11 a day.
Deal.
Is that a good deal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Any other questions? If not, I need a motion to approve the YMCA to start this program at the elementary school.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Mr. Madison, motion. Second by Mr. Hyden. All in favor? Unanimous. Surplus Chromebooks, no longer updated.
We have 1,433 old Chromebooks that were purchased in early 2016 that are no longer supported by Chromebooks. They're not giving any more updates, they're not a usable item, there's nothing we can do with them short of salvaging them. And the screens, Jeff will take some of the screens because some of the screens are interchangeable, some of them are not. But according to Jeff and Guy, these are no longer usable. They're simply taking up space in the tech closet and need to be surplused with a electronic equipment surplus company that we've used in the past. So we are recommending that we surplus all of the Chromebooks, which are Chromebook 3s. And I did not put this list in your packet because I thought it was a little bit overdone, but that's a list of each one of the serial numbers and last locations.
But we still have enough Chromebooks. for
Yes, sir,
all
definitely.
students.
These are the ones that are not being used. Yes, we still have enough for all the children.
Any other questions about Chromebooks? I need a motion to surplus those.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Reese, second. Mr. Madison, all in favor? Unanimous. Policies for review.
Okay, all of these policies are fine as written. ABB, Board Member Powers and Duties. CGM, Administrative Personnel Separation. DA, Physical Management Goals and Objectives. DCB, Fiscal Year. DFC, Revenues from Federal Aid. DFCA, Federal Aid Title I Funds. DFE, Short-Term Notes. DJ, Expenditure of Funds. DJEA, Purchasing Authority. DL, Cash in School Building. DO, School Properties Disposal Procedure. And G, BRIG, Family and Medical Leave. And IDE2, Grades 6 through 8 competitive interscholastic activities are all fine as written and should continue.
All right. Any questions about any of that? If not, then we'll move to superintendent's reports.
Okay, I just have the reminder that the musical starts on Thursday evening, and it'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Board members, of course, have 2 tickets to get in. If you want more than that, bring family members, etc., you'll have to pay for those, but please touch base with Ms. Hahn because there's assigned seats. So if you would let her know.
We're going to accept cash. I know that was an issue last year.
They're all of the tickets are being purchased with Ms. Hahn's desk, so yes, she's taking cash at her desk.
But at the event, I know we had some last
That I
year.
don't know.
What's that?
Are they paying for the tickets at the door, or are they?
You can pre-purchase or you can pay cash at the door.
Okay.
You can buy cash.
Yes?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Well, y'all directed me, I mean.
I'm just saying thank you. I witnessed that I witnessed that last year.
Yeah.
I just, so thank
Oh,
you.
yeah, cash at the door, and they'll still get an assigned seat, but they'll have the ability to assign the seats from that table there.
Thank you, sir.
On schedule, everything good?
Yes,
It's gonna
sir.
be great. I've been hearing
It'll be
some good
fantastic.
stuff here lately, yeah.
And that's all I have. All right, real quick, let me make sure, high school awards is Tuesday at 6.
16th at 7, I think. 6:30.
6:30 on,
I tried to do 6, yes. I've got 8,000, yeah, 6 o'clock, 16th.
and then middle school is the next day.
It's opposite. Ours is Monday, his is
15th.
Tuesday.
Yours is Monday,
Mine's
his-
at 6:30.
Okay, that's what I was thinking at 2 different times. Monday at 6:30 and Tuesday at 6.
Yours in the mornings, right?
Yes. I've got kindergarten on Tuesday the 16th at 9 in the gym. I've got first and second on Tuesday the 23rd at 8:30 in the gym. Third and fourth on Tuesday the 23rd at 10. And then fifth grade is Wednesday the 24th at 9 a.m. in the gym.
We should have got all that in an email from her.
We did.
Middle school.
If y'all could be kind enough, if y'all email us that morning or
She
something,
did.
so we can be
She
there.
did.
She
No,
did.
that morning, I said.
Oh.
Oh, that
All
morning.
of you, so we can go. Or not, if y'all too busy.
Write that on your hand, too.
Write that on
I'm
your,
writing on my hand, I'm writing on my hand.
Send it.
I'll put it on that calendar.
There you go.
I need a motion to go in executive session.
So,
Second by Mr. Butler. I'd like to call this meeting back to order. Superintendent has recommended, and I'll make a motion that we accept the resignation of Taylor Dukes effective May the 1st. Second by Mr. Madison, all in favor? Unanimous. It's been recommended by the superintendent, and I make a motion that we hire Taylor Dukes as a consultant for the district until May 31st.
second.
Second by Mr. Madison, all in favor? Unanimous. It's been recommended by the superintendent, and I make a motion that we accept the resignation of Macy Turner, effective May 25th. Second by Mr. Reese, all in favor? Unanimous. It's been recommended by the superintendent, and I make a motion that we hire Savannah Bill as a special education inclusion position for the middle school.
Second.
Second by Mr. Madison, all in favor? Unanimous. It's been recommended by the superintendent, and I make a motion that we hire Mr. Tomlin for the course teacher for 23-24 school year. Second by Mr. Madison, all in favor? Unanimous. It's recommended by the superintendent, and I make a motion that we accept the resignation of Jack Smalley as a bus driver effective May 31st.
Second.
Second by Mr. Heitman, all in favor? Recommended by the superintendent, and I make a motion that we accept the resignation of Sharon Bryan as a school bus driver effective June 1st.
Second.
Second by Mr. Heitman, all in favor? Unanimous. It's been recommended by the superintendent, and I make a motion that we hire Jennifer Beard as a health science teacher for the 23-24 school year. Second by Mr. Madison, all in favor? It has been recommended by the superintendent, and I need a motion to hire Michelle Wilson for the CTAE director position.
Make them.
A motion by Mr. Mongrue,
Second.
second by Mr. Heitman, all in favor? And I'm going to abstain from voting for that for a conflict of interest. And I think that is all. I need a motion to
I'll make a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Heitman, second by Mr. Madison to adjourn. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.